All right, good morning. Today we start with oracle cards. So different. Um, we have 3 oracle cards out here. They're from 3 different decks. So, but I know that these are the cards to start with, and you're to pick from these cards, and then we'll go from there and see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to open the energy and let you pick the pile, card, deck, whatever you want to call it, that you want to start with. All right. If you haven't yet picked your card pile deck, please go ahead and pause the video, but we're going to get started with the first one. So I'm going to put these 2 over here. And this is pile deck card number 1. Okay. I don't know why I have to say all 3 of those, but that's how it's coming. All right, let's go. Awakening. Energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Okay, so your guides want to let you know that you are awakening, and you probably already know this, but they're affirming it, okay? So energetic upgrades, a new way of being, and integrating that new way of being. So we've talked about this, it's the age of the Aquarius that's coming in. It's a new way, where there's going to be unity consciousness, where the divine feminine is rising to take her place beside the divine masculine again and have unity consciousness and all of that. So you're part of that. You're getting upgraded energetically. So sometimes during energetic upgrades, we might experience things that are uncomfortable. We could get even sick. We could have extreme fatigue. We could have disturbing dreams. We could have all kinds of things going on. And so they want to make you aware of that is just the energetic upgrades. The more you choose to allow, the easier it will be. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, you are moving into this new way of being. You are integrating that into your being, and they want you to be very aware of that. Okay, that's what this card is about today. They want you to know that and be aware of that. I'm just going to put this back here. Okay, so you're awakening. Is there anything that they want me to read from the book about this awakening? No, they don't want me to read from the book. Okay, interesting. All right, now they want me to use the tarot of transformation for you. So let's see what card comes out for you from the tarot of transformation. Okay, there's your card. Let's see what it says. Server of Cups, attending to emotional needs. Okay, so we've had a lot of readings, tarot readings, that have been talking about the emotional aspect of things, right? Learning to accept your emotions, learning to allow your emotions, learning to let your emotions be in flow, where they you let go of them as easy as let them go as easy as they came, is how they're saying it. So the emotional being. Okay, so they want me to go here. So what separates? It doesn't separate, but you know what I mean. It creates the illusion of separation. One of the things between the physical and the spiritual is the intensity of the emotions that we have when we're in the physical being. And that's part of why we manifest ourselves into being physical, is to experience those, especially the positive ones, right? We come here, we want to experience the joy, the pure joy, the bliss, the etc. But sometimes the negative ones overwhelm us, right? So what I'm hearing here, you can see this is like a mother figure and then a child figure, even though it's an adult woman, but this is like inner child stuff, I guess. So tending to your own emotional needs, your inner child, what did you come here to experience? What emotions did you come here to experience? And I keep hearing joy, right? And this awakening is supposed to be joyful. It's supposed to help you come to the place of experiencing the joy of life, okay? That's what I'm hearing. And so you really need to attend to your emotional needs, which I hear is to do what brings you joy, to be what brings you joy. Okay? Joy is the emotion that we are here to experience. Now, when we experience all the others, as a result of coming here to experience joy. Joy doesn't live in a vacuum or exist in a vacuum, I'm hearing, okay? So interesting. Okay, I'm reminded of a phrase that my mentor got, was channeled to her one time. She was looking at something and it was the color yellow. And she was asked about it and how it felt, and it felt like fear. And then, or she was asked to see the color of fear, I think, and she saw yellow. And that makes sense, caution, right? And then she was asked to see the color of joy, and she saw yellow. So then she thought, how can they be the same color? And the answer was because they have the same vibration, they have the same energy. So it was, what came was, without acceptance, there is fear. With acceptance, there is joy. Okay? So, yeah, what I'm hearing now is that's the awakening you're having. Remember I said, the more you choose to allow, the easier it is, the more joyful the awakening will be. Okay, so the more you choose to allow, the more you choose to accept, the more joyful your experience will be. When you don't choose to allow, and when you don't accept and you resist, that's when you go into a place of fear. So it's important to know this about this energetic upgrades. And this, because they're doing energetic upgrades, and the more you allow and accept that you're being upgraded energetically, that you're being brought to a new way of being, and you allow it to integrate and accept that it's integrating, the more joyful this awakening will be. If you resist it, if you don't allow it, don't accept it, it'll be fearful. You'll experience fear. They are the same, okay? Two sides of the same coin, all right? So it's a choice. It's a choice how you experience this awakening. That's what they want to tell you. It is a choice how you experience this awakening. You can experience it with fear or with joy. It's up to you. And they're not forcing you or bullying you into acceptance. They're just telling you, this is happening. You're awakening. At some deep level, you chose that. You chose that. But what happens a lot of times when we choose an awakening is then we start to resist it. And that's when we go into fear. So they're just telling you, if you choose to allow it, it'll be more joyful. Okay? So that is what they want to say with these cards. Is there anything they want to say with the tarot cards today? Yes. And it's the Divine Feminine cards. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. So the reason why it's the Divine Feminine cards, I was going to say before the cards fell out here, is that, as we mentioned, the Divine Feminine is coming back into equality and unity consciousness, right? The unity consciousness includes the Divine Feminine, and she's coming back into equality. Divine Feminine is the receiver. Remember that, okay? The Divine Feminine is the receiving energy. So we've been dominated by the Divine Masculine, which, we thought we had to give, but you're here to receive, okay? You're here to receive joy, okay? As much as to give it, you're here to receive it, okay? This peacock oar over here, this is to help turn you in positive directions and bring joy to yourself and then to others, okay? So you need to receive. It's a cycle. You give and you receive and then you give. And it's it's an ebb and flow, and it's a cycle like everything else. But you can't leave out the receiving part. And if you've been leaving out the receiving part, which many of us have been for lifetimes now, the giving becomes more difficult, okay? And the joy disappears. So this is all heart, cups, emotional stuff, right? This is fill your cup first, right? Fill your cup first, and then it will overflow. This is opportunities are coming to you to attend to your emotional needs, for self-fulfillment, to fill your cup with what makes you joyful, okay? So whatever experiences, whatever people, whatever makes you joyful, makes you feel joy, makes you experience joy, makes you live joy in this life, that's what they want you to do, okay? This is the Ten of Cups, which is all about a joyful life, experiencing the joyful life that you created for yourself. Now, you might think, I haven't created a joyful life, but you did when you chose to come. And you're awakening to that now, okay? So that's the new way of being, okay? Is living joy, the joy you came here to live, okay? So, and this is the Wheel of Fortune, which says that a divine plan was set in motion. You co-created this divine plan, okay? And it was set in motion for you to live this joyful life. And they are trying to give you blessings. They are giving you blessings. Some that you've earned through your work here on earth, and some that they just give you because they love you, okay? And then look at this, the Lover's card, right? The Six of Cups, which is healing, self-fulfillment on the emotional level. So that's what this is all talking about. And then the Lover's card, right? So the partnership, the loving partnership that brings you joy, that makes you feel joyful, that is possible for you, okay? Whether you're in it now or you're looking for one or whatever your situation is, they're telling you that is, to live and experience love and joy. This is what you're here to do. And that's what you're awakening to. Self-love, okay? Especially. And from that, self-love and filling your cup and tending to your emotional needs, it overflows and you may draw this partnership to yourself. But this is the life you're meant to have, okay? This joyful life. And that's what you're awakening to. That's what you're awakening to. This is the awakening. This is the energetic upgrades that they're providing. This is part of these blessings, is to awaken you to this new way of being, to being joyful, okay? That's what they want for you. That's what you want for you. You want for you. You co-created this plan, okay? That's what I have for you today. The first pile. I hope that makes sense to you. I hope you enjoy your day. I hope you have a lovely, lovely day filled with joy. All right. I'm going to move on to pile number 2, deck number 2, card number 2. All right. I'm saying all 3. I don't know why. There's power in 3, so maybe that's why. All right. Let's see what they have to say to you. Whale and orca elders, share your song. Frequency of sound, diving deep. Okay. I'm seeing if I need to read something from the book about this one or if they just want me to say what I see here. Okay, sound is important for you, my pile number 2s. You have a frequency, a vibration that is important to the harmony of the universe, okay? Interesting, we talk about the universe and then we talk about the multiverse, right? And the universe would be one verse. The multiverse is many verses, right? And verse is a song term that we use, right? And it's about the harmonies. So, yeah, you have a verse, is what I'm hearing. You have a verse. Share your song. You have a verse. You have a frequency. You have a harmony, a verse that belongs in the harmony of the universe, the multiverse, the oneness, the all, however you want to say it. Okay? And they want you to dive deep to find this because it's important. It's important for your journey. Okay? I don't know how yet or what. You probably know. But they want, this is a reminder of what they want to remind you that you have this verse within you, deep within you. Okay? That is important for you to share with the universe, with the multiverse, with the all, as part of your journey. So I hope that makes sense to some of you. I'm going to, these are the Tarot of Transformation cards. And here I'm going to cut them. And we're going to get one of these cards for you as well. Okay. Oh, wow. Yes. Okay. So this one's interesting. This is the devil card. And the devil card, usually in tarot, um, speaks to not focus too much on the material world. But this one is focused on the separation from source. And remember, did I say, I don't know what I said, if I said it in this one or the reading before, but there was something about, one of the things that distinguishes us, first I said separates, then I said distinguishes us from the spirit world is the intensity of our emotions that we feel when we're in the physical world. Okay. So this card in this deck, when I see this card in this deck, what it says to me is embrace this separation from source. Okay. Embrace it. Embrace the distinguishing features of being here, okay, on this plane, earth plane. And part of embracing that is, for you, is, remember I said you have a verse, okay? You have a song. You have a frequency of sound that's deep within you, that's unique to you. Okay, it's part of the multiverse, it's part of the universe, it's part of the bigger picture, but it's your verse. It's your verse. So this could be an actual, you might be a singer or a songwriter or whatever, but it doesn't have to be that. You are the song. You are the verse, right? Your life, how you live your life, who you choose to be, everything about you is your verse, okay? Is your song. And it's unique to you and it distinguishes you from the source, okay? So, but it's part of the source. If so it's your unique part of the picture, of the bigger picture. Okay, so they want to remind you of that. So don't feel that separation is wrong, or that being unique is wrong, or any of that kind of stuff, right? Embrace, as we're moving up, because we're moving into the first reading was about a lot about moving into this unity consciousness. As we're moving into this unity consciousness, don't negate the need to be uniquely distinguished from the we. So we have this, so our journey here on earth is, we come in, we only knew the we. Then suddenly we come in and we're like, oh my gosh, I'm separated from the we, and the oneness, or whatever you want to call it, source. And, you have to figure that out. Who am I? What am I doing? Et cetera, et cetera. And as you do that, you start to become more and more aware of the we again. If you did forget about it along the way, because you became very focused on yourself and figuring yourself out. And then we tend to go, oh, now I have to focus on the we and the unity and etc. And we're moving as a civilization, as a people right now. We're moving into that unity consciousness with the age of Aquarius, etc., etc. But they want you to know that you have your song, your frequency. Okay, separation from source has a purpose, and it's to there's, as any piece of music, I'm not a musician, but any piece of music it has different it has different verses, it has different frequencies, it has different notes. That's the word I'm looking for. It has different notes that combine to make the harmony, the overall harmony. So you're one of these notes, okay? That's what you need to remember. Or you're one of the verses, or however you want to picture that. But they're wanting to use this picture for you. So don't forget that you have a purpose as a separate being from the oneness, the source, okay? Just as we're moving back into unity, do not forget that separation does have a purpose, and they are the same, okay? Unity is one side of the coin, separation is the other side of the coin, but they are the same and they're equal in value, okay? That's what they want to see with these two cards. Now they want me to shuffle these guys. The Divine Feminine deck. Nope, not the Divine Feminine deck. They, for you, want I thought it was going to be the Divine Feminine because that's what we did with the first one, but we want to do, that's the Divine Receiver. This is the divine masculine, the divine giver, and they want to remind that you have something to give, okay? You have something to give. You are participating. You are an important verse, note, however you want to think of that in the universe, individually, uniquely yourself, you know, separate from the source, okay? So they want to remind you that you have something to give the world, okay, is how it's coming. And for you guys, we're cutting. The other ones, the cards jumped out. Okay. All right. So first thing is, do not fear making the same mistakes you've made in the past. Okay. Do not fear it. Go for it. Okay. So you may feel like you've made mistakes somehow in the past. That's not, don't fear that. Yeah. Look at that. Fearless. Be fearless. Go for it. They're saying go for it. Be you. Okay. Be you. Share your song, whatever that means to you. Okay. And then, yeah. Your hard work is paying off. Okay. You've done a lot of work on yourself. So that's what this tells me. You've done a lot of work on yourself. You've done a lot of learning about yourself, your willpower, your ability to, your willpower is not, we think of willpower as our ability to refrain from something, but it's your willpower is your ability to create something, to manifest something, to will something into being. Yourself, for instance. Okay. So your ship is coming in, but not by luck and not without the work that you put into it. You have done the work and you have willed your ship to come in. Okay. You're like a beacon of light, shining your light to bring your ship in. So they're telling you to go for it. Share your song. Be you. The world needs you. Okay. The universe needs you. The multiverse needs you. You, uniquely and individually. So as we move into community consciousness, do not negate the self. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. All right, that is their message for you. Do not be afraid. The past is in the past. Whatever happened in the past, who cares at this point? It's not gonna repeat itself, and it's not that it was wrong. Okay. You've learned from whatever. Your past was a learning experience. Be fearless. Go for it. Okay, and there's gonna be a payoff for you. You being you, sharing your song, sharing your verse, sharing yourself, your individual self, unique self. Okay, so do not negate the self as you move into this unity consciousness that we're moving into these days. That's your message. All right. You guys go have a beautiful day. Sorry, I just got that. Okay, that was from the Starseed deck, by the way. And I forgot to tell the first group that it was from the Work Your Light deck. But anyways. All right. My third group. All right. My third group. You chose the Lumen deck card pile. I have to say all three for some reason today. Don't know why. Power in threes. This is what I'm assuming. So, you chose the Lumen deck. Let's see what they have to say to you. Ah, the Warrior. All right. Some of you may feel like you are the warrior, okay? That you are being called to stand up for something, okay? That's what this card says to me. That's all they want me to say about that. Okay, now they want the Tarot of Transformation to see how to further interpret that and find your message here. Perfect. Teacher of Swords, Inquiring Mind. Okay. So this tells me that what you're being called to do is to seek ancient wisdom, is what I hear. That's why you feel like a warrior. But it's not about like raging a war on anything. It's not, and that's not who you are. But I hear fiercely pursuing knowledge that has been hidden. So that's why you're standing up for it. That's why it feels like a warrior thing, because it's been hidden for some reason. Now, it's obviously part of a plan, maybe. I don't know. But they want you to fiercely pursue this knowledge with the energy of a warrior, right? Like with the fierce ferocity of a warrior, they want you to pursue some knowledge. Okay? So a lot of you are getting this message quite a bit about pursuing knowledge, seeking knowledge, okay? So, interesting. Now I'm using the Luna Soleil cards. So in the first group, I used the Divine Feminine. In the second group, I used the Divine Masculine, which is the Divine Receiver, Divine Giver. And now we're using the cards that unifies both. So because this is, this Moon and the Sun, and this is Luna Soleil, so it unifies. This is like the Unity deck. So, which makes sense because we've been talking about unity all along. So, in unity consciousness. So let's see what they want to say to you with these cards. We're going to cut them. Okay. Ah, yes. Okay. Ah, yes. Here we go. Wow. Okay. So remember, the message is they want you to fiercely pursue some knowledge. I think ancient knowledge, ancient wisdom, ancient ways, knowledge that's been lost. Not so much hidden, but it's been lost. That's what I'm hearing now. It's been lost. And there was a purpose in it being lost. There's always a purpose, but knowledge that's been lost. They want you to fiercely pursue this. So this knowledge is going to bring a change in perception. It's going to change everything. It's going to flip everything for you. Flip it on its head, like turn things upside down. It's going to really, really clarify, and also I hear bring everything into focus. Okay, bring everything into focus. It's going to help you make sense of the world. Your world and you. Sorry, I have a bit of acid reflux. I have for a couple days, so yeah. Anyways, that's a whole other thing. Throat chakra stuff. Yeah. Anyways, that's gonna be like, it's gonna really change your perspective on everything. Okay, fiercely pursuing this knowledge. And then we have the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords is about accepting what is. The Ten of Swords is about like completing a cycle and accepting that was, so that you can move into this new space. So that's what this is going to do. That's what this knowledge is going to do. But it's important that you accept what was, so you can move into what will be, what is now. So accept what is now, so you can move into, what is now. So it's like this, like, it's interesting how, because it's at the same moment, right? It's kind of like the 10 is this moment of arrival and new beginning, completion and new beginning, right? So it's this interesting pinnacle point, the 10s. And this is mental clarity, right? The swords. So it's accepting what has been known. This is what I'm hearing now. What has been known, so that we can move into what will be known. That's how because of the swords here, we have the swords. So it's all about this mental clarity, okay? And then the Three of Pentacles. This is success through collaboration with others. So, and diverse, like others, a diverse group of others, very diverse group of others. So having all kinds of different perceptions and viewpoints and etc. work together to be successful. So this is unity again, right? This is unity. 3 is unity. So, and this is in the physical world, in the material world, and this is success in the material world. So, yeah, so this is how you will be successful in the material world. Fiercely pursuing this knowledge that's going to flip the script on you, change your perspective completely, bring a new sense of understanding, but it's important to accept everything to this point and then move into this new perspective, okay? And you're not going to do it alone. Okay, you're not being asked to do this alone. So make sure to collaborate with others, to learn from others, to teach others. And that's how it's going to be done, with others. Okay? Not alone. You don't have to do this alone. There are other warriors like you out there, okay? There are other knowledge warriors seeking ferociously and sharing ferociously knowledge, okay? So, yeah, that's it. That's what they want to say to you. I hope it makes sense to you. I hope you have a wonderful day.